What's good, YouTube? It's your homie Pitch Black, back with another reaction. Man, Donald Trump calls ICE to deport Black Americans. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How you gonna do that? Like, comment, subscribe, share the vibe. You know I'm back with my dog, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again. Without further ado, they popping firecrackers outside still.
A minute. Don't make me come pay you a visit. I'm telling you, ain't no more stopping me.
Let's go.
Pretty interesting steps towards protecting American citizenship. One of these steps is ending what you consider birthright by citizenship. Let me kind of explain what I'm talking about. Before the Trump administration, I've seen many foreigners do it. If you can get over to America, have a child in America, it means that your child would have American citizenship. Now, this is not true for other countries all the time. I believe if you live in Poland or Japan or China or even the United Arab Emirates, you can be born there, but it does not guarantee you citizenship. But it does in America. And so Trump is trying to change that very soon, which would deter so many illegals coming into America, having kids, and then their kids getting the citizenship. But then now that particular argument has turned into this.
Birthright citizenship is going away, and people want Black Americans to put the capes on and care about them, and we don't give a shit. Because every time we need another group, including people from the African diaspora, what do? You find ways to
They disappear. They disappear. They're nowhere to be seen.
African legends like the Buffalo Soldiers, Harriet Tubman, so many others. You find a way to come over and undermine us. You find a way to go in and get under white supremacists, and find a way to just constantly find a way to shit on us, to show us there is no unity. We've tried the whole black and brown unity. We tried to save the African diaspora.
Very much so.
At this point, we are resting. We don't give a shit. Now, if I don't speak, if I don't speak for you, that's fine. But I can guarantee you, a good chunk of Black America is sick of everybody. So it don't matter if you come from the freaking diaspora or any other group. We don't care.
So this is a brother that's saying, listen, natives, Asians, Hispanics, you guys have voted against your interests, okay? And so not only is your birthright citizenship not going to be on point, but look, you guys are going to get deported, and we can't get deported, okay? And this is the situation that we're dealing with, especially those from the Black diaspora, those other people out there. You know, we've stood up for your rights. You haven't stood up for our rights.
Nobody's stood up for our rights. It's almost if it wasn't law making it though we have to have rights, they wouldn't even give us rights. And they meaning everybody else.
And so now these things are happening to you. We're sitting back and just watching and ha ha ha. It's not our problem. Basically, there is a big F you. And then
He needs some milk.
and people like this are being ridiculed by another group, right? The fear-mongering group. And the fear-mongering group is saying, listen, you guys are silly for not sticking with all of the other minorities right now. Like, we need the Brown Coalition. We need the Africans. Because right now it's them, but next it will be us.
Remember how I told you that once they were done focusing on immigrants, they were going to turn on Black people? And this is why we should have minded our business and stayed out of it altogether. Trump's Justice Department halts police reform agreement. Why is this a problem for Black people? Because that police reform was specifically put in place in 2015 after Freddie Gray was slain, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. It's basically made it so that they could keep tabs on police departments for the people that they were unaliving, harming, or being treated unfairly through them. Makes clear that the department will use all appropriate legal authorities to safeguard civil rights and protect the environment.
And then Donald Trump made a very interesting statement the other day that caught a lot of people by surprise.
We also have a lot of bad people that have been here for a long time. People that whack people over the head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them. People that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together.
Oh, wow.
I think getting them out, we forget about them. We had some bad accidents in New York, and they're not accidents.
So Donald Trump is talking about the fact that, hey, he wants to deport mainly people who are criminal minded, okay? And those people who are committing crimes, murders. Hey, we have a lot of those individuals in America, and they were born U.S. citizens. We want to deport them. And so now what is happening is people are looking at that, and then they're conflating that with the fact that, oh, by the way, a high number of African Americans or blacks are criminals, okay? And so those criminals are in jail, as far as we're the most likely group to commit criminals. So this is a way that Donald Trump is going to get rid of blacks, okay? This is his way of saying, hey, look, we're going to get rid of you blacks. But the question is, can he do it?
Can Trump deport black American citizens? The answer is no, not lawfully, because we're citizens. But if you ask whether he can unlawfully deport black Americans, the answer is yes, because the Supreme Court just took away lower courts' ability to stop him.
Uh-oh.
If you don't believe me, let me show you how this became real after the Trump v. Casa birthright citizenship case. So in Trump v. Casa, the Supreme Court ruled that federal judges cannot issue nationwide injunctions or universal injunctions against Trump executive orders except with class action lawsuits. And those can take a while to be certified, those class action lawsuits.
Oh, wow.
That means even if Trump signs an unconstitutional, unlawful executive order, judges can only protect the people who are named in the lawsuit or members of the certified class action lawsuit. Everyone else, they're vulnerable. Even if what Trump does is blatantly unconstitutional or illegal. So, can Trump deport black American citizens lawfully? No.
No.
But that's not the question anymore, because he doesn't need to act lawfully if there are no judges that can stop him.
So according to this particular attorney, unlawfully, he would be able to do so, okay? And I know people are jumping around saying, hey, this is the end of the road for Black America. This is the end of the road for us. The main thing I would be concerned with is to not take this personal or be race specific. There are a lot of people that commit crimes, especially white, okay? If you were to go to a lot of your states and cities like Utah, Idaho, you're gonna find some blacks, but the majority of criminals and people who do crazy stuff are probably gonna be non-black people. So this would apply to them. And then having a fear of being deported as a US citizen because you're black. Again, I don't think that's something to be concerned with. And what I believe is if you somehow tie the fact that Donald Trump is talking about black Americans because they're criminals and they need to be deported, well, what is the black community always complaining about? I'll tell you what the black community is always complaining about. Pookies and Ray Rays, all right? I don't know how many people complain about Pookies and Ray Rays, even the pro-blacks. I mean, don't you remember when Dr. Umar Johnson said this?
But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good!
That's right. It was for good. On one hand, we don't want to snitch on the criminals and the Pookies who destroy our communities and leave black women single mothers. And then on the other hand, if a white person is talking about deporting these particular criminals, no matter what they are, now all of a sudden, this is a shot at trying to deport us. Now, I do realize that racism is in the United States, and I lived in the United States.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
But I have never been arrested, okay, in the United States because I was black, all right? Now, I might have been pulled over. I might have had a speeding ticket. And obviously, yes, I've been completely misidentified for somebody else, all right? But on the average day in the United States, I'm not trying to say that racism is not there, but I have not been targeted to be, arrested because I was black. I found out that if I just did what I was supposed to do and, stuck to my own situations, that my chance of me interacting with crime would be very low. But we have people in our community who want to do whatever they want to do and still be okay. And this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about black people in America always complaining about the crimes, and the crime rates need to go down, and this is crazy. And then as soon as your cousin get locked up, then it's free my N-word, all right? All right, that's racist. Okay, well, which one is it? Let's say if this was to come into play, and the most violent offenders, the most repeat offenders would be getting kicked out or deported. Would you be okay with that? Like, would that be okay with you? Would you be okay if it was your cousin that's been in jail consistently for the last 15 years and he's finally going to get his ass deported someplace? And he got a short temper, he's wild. Would that help Black America? Or would you say that Trump is deporting these black men away? Which one would you say? Because obviously, if you're not committing no crimes, why would he deport you? If you're paying your taxes, why would he deport you? If you're valuable, why would he deport you? Think about it. And again, a lot of this is like fear mongering for no reason. Let me just say, like, I've seen some people in the Pan-African sector, I don't want to call their names, but they've been making videos like, oh man, you see, this is the reason why you need to invest in Africa right now, because the United States is uncertain. Uncertainty, you have to get some certainty in your life. So you need to go ahead on and invest like $100,000 in Tanzania and let me go ahead and take the money and scam you because you're afraid. There's no need for anybody black to be afraid, because this man wants to deport people who actually have violent crimes over the history of their tenure in American citizenship. If you are a person that don't have that problem, I don't understand what the hell's wrong with you. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Ashley Jackson back at it again with an episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. Like, I'm still on the fence. Would he would be deporting everybody? White people too? Like, where would white people go? Would you be deporting these people back to the places of origin? Because all black people didn't come from Africa. So what, you just gonna ship all black people to Africa? That's an interesting question. But comment down below. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share the vibe. Until next time. Peace.